dealing with your brother as a director, did you deal
You
with
don't have to say it like it's not dealing with. No.
I'm saying.
You feel that? That's your family. That's your blood. Sometimes you be in trouble. They might be around to help you.
I need that BlackTree TV. I need that BlackTree TV. I need that BlackTree TV. BlackTree
Jamaal
TV.
Finkley, BlackTree TV. I'm here with SpellHouse.
Yeah.
I mean, this is such a family affair. First, we got the SpellHouse family, like sitting here leading the cast, and then the family behind the product. And I got to ask you, JD, like dealing with your brother as a director, did you deal with
You
him?
don't have to say it like it's not dealing with. No. It was
I'm saying like,
yeah, no, I got you.
did you break any mold of what it normally is to work on a project? Did you treat him any different as a director, just because of that?
Yeah, I didn't. I put it this way. I didn't look at it as working with my brother. I was working with a director that I truly admire, a director that I was waiting, like an artist, we wait on the next album, wait on the next one. I was waiting on his feature, and he chose this one, and I'm like, yes, here, I would like to do that. I would like to go on this journey with you, and he handled it so well. I mean, exceeded expectations, and I had high expectations because I know what he's capable of. So it was an extraordinary, unforgettable experience.
Ask her how them pictures got on there. You feel that? That's your family. That's your blood.
As your family has been like taking care of this August Wilson catalog of products, I've loved Fences, I love Ma Rainey's, but this definitely seemed the most cinematic, and probably the biggest part of that was Sutter's Ghost, in which you guys played a big part in that scene. I want to know, collectively as a Black people, how do we exercise Sutter's Ghost? The vestiges of slavery and everything else.
Yes, sir.
What do you think
Yes,
we as
sir.
a people can do to exercise that?
Yes, sir. Before you give great words of education and stuff, let me just say that I'm gonna say what we're doing right now. The artistry, whether it's poetry, whether it's literature, whether it's acting, directing, playing music, athletes expressing themselves on the field and on the court. I think those are ways that we can do it, that we can exercise those demons, that we can reclaim, our power and our station in America and in how we're seen. I think that's what we see Boy Willie trying to do. He's trying to achieve that. That's what purchasing the land is, through his craft. He says it like, oh, I got these big old hands. He's saying that I got a craft, a trade that was taught to me by my father. So I think about that a lot, and I think that's a nice way in to own who we are and be confident in that.
That's so much, right? It's a heavy, weighty, ongoing investigation. But I think the film, the play, in every iteration is encouraging us to confront the ghosts. Sutter is not the only ghost or haint or apparition. As much as there are ancestors who seek to support us, there are ancestors who are challenged, right? Every ancestor isn't a productive ancestor, right? I mean, in our legacies are ancestors that we perhaps would not have preferred to be our ancestor. And Sutter is that and yet exists alongside those ancestors who want to inform and imbue us with knowledge, be it spiritual or otherwise energies, to be our better selves. And with that confrontation, with that confronting of history, you have to connect to the least of us. When you are most without. I think there's a discussion about capitalism that's happening and wanting to take the piano and to actualize it into land, into something that can be fruitful. But Berniece does say money can't buy what that piano cost. And so I think separating ourselves from this idea that money will be the end all be all of our greater manifestation of ourselves is something critical, because everyone has to come along if there is to be any kind of upliftment.
Right.
And not just talking about money though, right? He's talking about he's leaving a mark, and in the world, something that like now he has something to live for. Now he can leave his mark on the world, and I think a lot of times in that search, like that's at least particularly for me, like that's what movies and plays represent. Is being able to say I was a part of something and I was able to help maybe move somebody that actually makes change in the world, whether it politically or religiously, whatever. You know what I mean? Like if I can motivate or inspire somebody in that way, that's the mark. And I think that was something so relatable for me with Boy Willie. And what was interesting is his relationship to death, and how not just literally how it's around the corner all the time in Mississippi, but I think in self, and like if he doesn't have a purpose, if he doesn't serve a purpose in life, then he might as well be dead. And I think that's something that was very important to him, which I really connected to.
And that's important because death is change.
Mm-hmm.
Death isn't the end. It's very clear in this examination that we have people beyond the plane, that things continue. The cycle is it's a life-death-life cycle, not life-death. Getting out of the binary is what we're really getting to. Not that money can't do it and this can't do it. It's open up the third way between us or amongst us.
Wow, this is such a great conversation. I felt like this was just something on the yard. Somebody from both sides.
This is the most respectful we've been to each other today.
That's all, yeah. Starts with the,
Well, thank you, man. Can't wait to see y'all do whatever y'all do. I'm always supportive.